Good evening. Today, I would like to talk about an interesting topic, that is about forensic audit. What is a forensic audit? A forensic audit is an examination and evaluation of a firm or individual's financial records to derive evidence that can be used in a court of law or legal proceedings. Forensic auditing is a specialization within the field of accounting, and most large accounting firms have a forensic auditing department. Forensic audits require the expertise of accounting, auditing, as well as expert knowledge about the legal framework of such an audit. In short, it is a three-step process. First one is you have accounting, you should be good in accounting. Number two is auditing, you should be good in auditing. And number three is application of investigative techniques using logic and inference. Inferences means looking at the situation, you have to take a decision. That is called inferences. Now, forensic audit, going further, forensic audit is not a familiar form of accounting, and many businesses have not heard about this type of accounting. Why? What is the reason? When we hear the word forensic, we think of criminal investigation. This type of auditing is about the investigation, right? It's right. Application of financial and scientific knowledge to a business or legal problem. Okay, I hope you have understood now. Let us go a little bit forward. Generally, a forensic audit is conducted by forensic auditing firms when embezzlement or fraud is suspected. Whenever embezzlement or fraud is suspected. They also work with the government functioning parallel to organizations. There are many organizations in the government which do all types of forensic audit. To name a few, number one, you have the enforcement wing of the police department. Police department means in the state. Enforcement wing of the CBA, that looks into the complete all over. It has got access to all over India. Then you have the enforcement directorate. Enforcement directorate, these days they are too busy with so many cases of frauds, investigation of frauds. Then you have SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Then you have SFIO, Serious Fraud Investigation Office. I repeat, SFIO, Serious Fraud Investigation Office. Then you have Reserve Bank of India anyway, to look after the banking sector. Then you have the income tax authorities. They also do all types of auditing, forensic type of auditing. Then you have GST authorities. And finally, you have Department of Revenue Intelligence. Department of Revenue Intelligence, who basically deal with frauds associated with smuggling, gold, antique pieces, currency, and imports. It can be imports also. So they do all, especially in imports, there is a lot of frauds going on, which the DRI does it. Then, but the question is, can you benefit from forensic audit? Or better put, how can forensic auditing help your business? So let us go to the next slide to understand it better. This is the second slide, which is very important. Actually, this is called fraud triangle. And fraud triangle, you can say, it is more like the human nature is studied over a period of time, and they have put it in a capsule form, this particular slide, the fraud triangle. So it can be three types of fraud. I mean, three types of segments in this. One is perceived opportunity, and number two is rationalization, and number three is perceived pressure. So if you go more deeper, under perceived opportunities, you have weak internal controls, ineffective monitoring of controls, and third is assets susceptible to fraud. Okay. Then under rationalization, you have, I will pay it back, I deserve a pay rise, it is for a good purpose that I am committing this fraud. I will give you examples to make it very clear. Next, you have financial pressure. It is basically this triangle is like a understanding the human psychology. Okay. And it is something justifying that what we have done is justifying our wrong deeds by saying that I have done for the good of the company or organization. You have financial pressure, it's like self-patting, that is not correct. Financial pressure, you have greed, you have addictions, you have poor credit rating or cash management. This refers to individual poor credit rating or cash management, and it does not reflect to the corporate. Okay, let me make it very clear. Then you have work pressure, dissatisfaction with the pay, and overlooked for promotion. This is an internal outburst of feelings saying that I have been overlooked for promotions. So these are all the reasons which compel a person to commit a fraud. Now, I'll give you two examples. I don't want to bore you with a long lecture, but two examples I will give it very clearly so that you can understand it very easily. Number one, it was a case of a bank officer who committed a fraud. This is both these cases which I am telling you, it has happened in real circumstances. The first one happened in Mangalore when my father was working in Syndicate Bank. He was working in the divisional office, which was located in the main office. So from here, what happened?